Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Mark Sierra. I am the chef, owner of Compadres Guacamole. We are starting our new YouTube channel called You've Been Briefed with Chef Mark. So on this episode, we're going to do a how-to tips and tricks on how to make some guacamole the way we do it here at Compadres, okay? So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys here shortly. Hey, what's going on, guys? Okay, this is Chef Mark here. I'm here with Compadres Hill Country Cocina. Like I told you guys earlier, we are starting our new YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm going to give you tips and tricks on how to do some of the Compadres cuisine at home. Okay, so if y'all are having trouble deciding what to make for, for any event or just something to munch around the house, I'll give you a dummy-proof recipe on how I do things here at Compadres. Okay, so today we're going to be starting off with our guacamole, our famous guacamole, okay? So I'm going to give you a brief rundown as to what all you need to make a very successful guacamole, okay? So I'm going to give you tools. I'm going to tell you what you need in the kitchen, what you need as far as for safety also, okay? The ingredients, which I like to say it's our mise en place. Mise en place is French for everything in its place. Okay, so that just doesn't go for food. It also goes for, life principles. Okay, if you got everything in your place, you can actually plan ahead and have a good life. Okay, that's the way it is. The way in the kitchen. Normally, I would have some awesome music playing, but tonight, since we're filming, I got to do away with that. So I got to think of music in my head. All right, so here we go. We're gonna come right over here, and I'm gonna give you a brief rundown as to what you need for your guacamole. Okay, we call it guacamole 101. So right here, what you're going to need is you're going to need 5 large avocados, all right? When you go to H-E-B or when you go to any store that you're going to be picking your produce of, make sure when you grab the avocado, okay, boom, large avocado, all right? Large, don't get the small ones, all right? For the measurements that we're doing for this recipe, you need large avocados. Grab them. You can tell real quick if they're firm or if they're kind of soft. I usually get them when they're kind of soft. Okay, not all the way soft because you don't want, dark avocado, all right? So that's one, all right? Next, you're gonna need is 1 bunch of cilantro, okay? 1 bunch of cilantro right here. That's all you need for this recipe, all right? Fresh. Make sure to rinse it in cold water before you actually start chopping, because a lot of times these things come with dirt and debris and stuff, okay? So you wanna get that out of the way. Right after that, we're gonna need a tablespoon of kosher salt right here. Use kosher. Don't use the granulated iodized salt, okay, because it's hard to measure with that one, okay? So I usually go with kosher salt. You're going to need about 1/8 teaspoon of ground cumin, okay? Normally, this is actually measured to a pinch of one of my hands with my fingers, okay? So if you got Sasquatch fingers, then you might want to go a little bit lower, okay? But here you go, ground cumin right there. We're gonna go with mayo, okay? We're gonna use mayonnaise. We're gonna use a tablespoon of mayo. I'll explain to you why we're using mayo for my recipe, all right? So there you go. You're gonna need 1 whole lime juice, all right? Squeeze the lime, fresh lime, all right? The way to pick the limes is, if you have a lime that looks really porous, really dark, that means you're not gonna get a lot of juice out of it, okay? It's not ready for it to release the flavor, all right? So you always want to look for a really shiny, smooth lime, all right? You can test them, you can squeeze them. It'll give you real quick, it'll give you a heads up. Basically, when you feel it, you'll know that you got a lot of juice coming out of that one, all right? Next thing you need is obviously tortilla chips. Tortilla chips, grab you some, your favorite, grab some Tostitos, grab some lime flavored ones. Those are pretty good too. That's going to be basically for your guacamole, okay, to taste it once you're ready to, once you all are ready to chow down. All right, next is beer of choice. Actually, grab your own kind of beer, whatever beer you like. I usually have a few drinks while I'm making my food. It helps me get into the mood. So, but anyways, we're gonna start off with the chef's knife. I normally use a 6-inch to 8-inch chef's knife. All right, nice and sharp. All right. After that, you need a mixing bowl. All right, standard mixing bowl. All right, that's all you need right there. All right, now what you need is you need a lime squeezer right here to squeeze your lime, or you can do it with your hand, depends on how hard your grip is. And that's it right there. You can find these at H-E-B, you can find these at Walmart. All right, so they're by the produce section. Right after that, you're gonna need a cutting board, which is right over here. Green normally means produce, okay? So red cutting board means meat, white means cooked food, okay? So again, green means vegetables, all right? So that's what we're using today, all right? So after that, we're gonna need a plastic spatula. This plastic spatula right here actually molds to your bowl, so when you're trying to scrape everything out, it's a lot easier, and I'll show you guys here in a minute when we get going. After that, we're gonna need a large cooking spoon right there. It doesn't have to be, how do you call it? It doesn't have to have holes in it or whatever. Basically, I'm gonna show you exactly what to use and how to use this for scooping out the meat from the avocado, all right? After that, we got a masher there. All right, that's what you're gonna use to squash your guacamole, okay? But again, I'm gonna give you step by step on how I do this. So I work fast, so keep up, okay? So here we go. All right, so we're gonna get started. For safety purposes and sanitation purposes, I am gonna be putting on some black nitrile gloves, all right? So with everything going on, you always wanna be safe. Rather be safe than sorry, all right? So here we go. Black nitrile gloves, you can use whatever works for you. So we're gonna start off with the avocados, all right? We got 5 avocados, okay? For this recipe, you need 5 large avocados, right? So here we go. First, actually, I need my knife to be sharpened, all right? Not sharpened, but honed. The steel doesn't sharpen your knife. The steel actually just lines your blade right back up. If you have a sharp knife, every time you use a cutting board, you're doing chopping. It actually starts making your blade go sideways, this way, whatever it is, however you're aligning your knife, so it starts turning. What this honing steel does, it actually lines your blade back up where it's nice and center, all right? So it's still sharp, all right? So every avocado has the top part, okay? The top part, stem, whatever, I call it a nut. So there you go. All you gotta do is remove it. It comes right off easily. I start removing them from all of them, all right? Makes it a lot easier. You don't want to be having that in your guacamole, because you take a wrong bite and you could mess up your teeth or whatever. It's just not good, all right? So again, here we go. Avocado, the way we place our avocados is we grab it where the top peak, the pointier peak is at the top. Grab your knife, all right? Grab it by the tang right here. Don't grab it from here. All right, grab it from here where you have more stability, and you can apply more pressure, and it's a lot easier. Okay, so here we go. Bring your blade right to the top. Slice all the way down till you hit the seed. After you hit the seed, bring the blade all the way to the front, or bring your avocado all the way to the front. Now what you're gonna do is, with your holding hand, hold it nice and firm. With your blade, you're gonna rotate down all the way around. Do a nice 360. All right. Remove the blade, take your avocado, turn it, there you go. Easy peasy, beautiful cover girl right there, all right? So now, take your blade, right on the seed, hold it nice and firm with your hand, bring the blade, tap it, turn, remove the seed, there you go. Now, some people like to grab the seed from here and do that, but I still think doing something like that, you can cause an accident, all right? So we're gonna do it again, and I'm gonna show you my way of how to remove the seed. Again, peek at the top, blade, right over it, hit the seed, twist, rotate it, twist, there you go, all right? Again, blade right on top, hold your blade, hold your avocado nice and firm, blade right over the top, twist, right there, all right? So now we got a trash can over here. All you got to do is bring your knife, hold it at the bottom, and you're going to tap and remove the seed, all right? It's a lot easier. Now let me finish the rest of these, get them over with. All right, don't try to go as fast as me. I've been doing this for a while. Even I, that have been doing it for a while, it can be pretty dangerous, all right? I've gotten stitches when I've been trying to go really fast because someone forgot to prep guacamole, and I have to be the superhero and come in and try to finish it off, all right? So, and I've gone to Tex-Med Clinic for stitches. It's not great, all right? So now you got your avocados, okay? You got them all de-seeded, all right? Now, why I use a large spoon, just like this, all right? I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you why I use it, because it's a lot easier to remove the what I call the avocado meat out of it, all right? So now you grab your spoon, grab your avocado, go around on the inside of the avocado and the skin, all right? So put it in, and now you're just gonna scoop slowly, right there. See that? You got nothing but avocado meat, all right? Pour that in your mixing bowl. We're gonna try it again, all right? Bring your avocado and your spoon, bring it in together, and all you're gonna do is just scoop, all right? So you're left with nothing, all right? So here we go, I'm gonna finish off the rest, all right? Sometimes when you scoop, you might get a little bit of the peel, all right? So just remove it, all right? I always try to go over every little thing, every ingredient that I put in my mixing bowl, just to make sure I don't have an unwanted member in there, all right? So there you go, all right? There you go. And a lot of people like diced red onions, you know, tomato in their avocado, in their guacamole. I don't, and I'll tell you why, okay? So, all right, now that we have our hands clean, now we're gonna move over to the second ingredient. All right, second ingredient is your lime, all right? Lime, you can actually apply some pressure, roll it, all right? Cut it in half, all right? There you go, just like that. Let me move some of this out of the way. Bring the bowl a little bit closer, all right? So lime, after you slice it, face down, all right? Squeeze, just like Nacho Libre says, squeeze. There you go. Now you got your lime juice in there, all right? There you go. You don't need this anymore, all right? Now, the next ingredient is gonna be your kosher salt, all right? You don't have to put all of your tablespoon in there, because this right here is gonna make maybe 16 ounces, maybe a little bit more, okay? So just add a little bit, maybe half that portion that I asked for, right there, all right? After that, you got your pinch of ground cumin, comino in Spanish, all right? Sprinkle that in there. Do all of it, all right? Now, the next ingredient is the mayo, all right? Why do I add mayo? Okay, so there's a controversy as to if you leave the seed in your guacamole after you prepare it, it helps it from not turning brown, all right? Well, I don't like that idea. I go with another route. You need to add an extra layer of fat, just like you add some of the lime in there to help it from turning brown, all right? So mayo, it will add a creaminess to your guacamole, but it'll also act as an extra layer of fat, okay? Which will keep it from browning, all right? So all you need is maybe 1 tablespoon, all right? Right there, right into the bowl. That's it. If you want it creamier, then add another tablespoon, all right? So once you do this often, once you do this a lot, you can kind of tweak some of the recipe to fit your liking, all right? Same thing with the salt, same thing with the cumin. If you want to do away with one of those, then do away with it, all right? So now, trick with your cilantro, okay? Your cilantro, the way I do after I rinsed it, I go ahead and grab it by the tie, all right? You got that little tie that goes around it. Grab it with your dominant hand, all right? Right there. With your other hand, you're gonna come about the bottom and you're just gonna turn. And right there, remove the root, okay, from your cilantro. While you have your cilantro still in place, okay, you're just gonna bring it down onto the cutting board. Keep it in place. It's gonna help from all the cilantro going everywhere, okay? You're gonna have more stability when you're slicing. Now with your chef's knife, make sure you come in, tuck in your fingers, all right? Tuck in your fingers, keep the cilantro nice and tight. Now, a lot of people like to chop large chops, okay? You're leaving a lot of gaps when you're doing that, okay? So what I like to do, like I always tell my chefs, is grab it nice and tight and do small chops, okay? The smaller you chop, the less work you have to do after it's fully chopped, like a rough chop, okay? So here we go. Again, roll your cilantro, bring in your chef's knife, let your knuckle, your second knuckle, guide your knife. So now, slowly, 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 you're gonna be bringing back the cilantro, your fingers back, and you're gonna keep bringing your blade to follow. All right, there you go. Now, that's called a rough chop. All right, now I want it a little finer, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it into a nice line, just like this, and I'm gonna work my way from the front to the back, chopping. All right, put it back in place, wipe your blade. There you go. If you like your cilantro finer, then chop it finer. Keep going at it, three or four more times. All right, but we normally do it about 2 or 3. All right, that's it. All right, now your cilantro is chopped. Grab it with your blade, put it in your hand, throw it on the bowl. All right. Blade, same thing. Come back. I start scraping the cutting board, just like that. Right off my gloves. You want everything in there. All right. Now, with your dry towel, dry off your blade. You won't be needing this anymore. Put it to the side. Wipe off your cutting board. If you have a clean towel, you can always scrape up all of the excess cilantro, throw it right back in the bowl. All right. So now you got all your ingredients right there, okay? All right, everything you need for your guacamole is right in the bowl. So now you're gonna come in and mash, all right? You can mash at the consistency you want it. I don't like to have a puree type of a smooth guacamole. I like to have texture in mine, okay? So whenever I mash, I make sure I leave a few chunks in there, okay? So here we go. So what you can do is you can actually even put a towel right underneath if you want your bowl to keep from sliding, okay? Right there, all right? So now I just start mashing. And a good trick, if you want to rotate your bowl, remove the towel. Now you got a slippery surface where you can keep mixing your bowl. You can keep churning it just like this, okay? There you go. Remember, I don't want it nice and smooth. I want it with some texture. All right. So now you don't need your masher anymore. Get rid of that. All right. So now here's where you get your spatula. All right. Spatula, you're just going to come in, collect all your guacamole, bring it right to the center. Okay. Just right there. Be a lot easier to work with. All right, so this one is probably a little bit over 32 ounces, okay? So let me grab a 32-ounce container. Boom, right there, 32 ounces, all right? So grab your bowl. Start bringing your guacamole in, working it all the way down. Start scraping everything from the top. Again, that's why your spatula, you need a rubber spatula so it can mold with your bowl. So now, slowly, add your guacamole into your container. And man, you'd think that I've been doing this for a while, right? Because it's right at the measurement that I wanted it. 32 ounces, all right? So now you don't need your mixing bowl. And there is your guacamole, okay? 32 ounces, perfect. 5 large avocados, okay? You got 1 lime, 1 whole bunch of cilantro, okay? Tablespoon of mayo, a pinch of ground cumin, maybe less than a tablespoon of kosher salt, okay? So there you have it. Easy. It's super easy, okay? So now I'm gonna show you how we plate it up here when someone orders chips and guacamole. Trusty sheet tray right there, all right? we do it in a 6-ounce portion. Grab some guacamole, tap it in, and there you go. That goes right to the center. All right. After that, we get our chips. And then just start lining your tray up. All right. Now I'm gonna get a little bit of chopped cilantro, or actually, to make it look a little nicer, we're gonna put some pico de gallo right on top. All right. There you go. Guacamole 101. What can I say? See you guys on the next one.